Friends, in Australia, a man hid a secret for 20 years, which shook the whole world, and this secret was revealed to the world in 2008. A few days ago, I had posted a story on Instagram that I will make an episode which you can watch with your eyes closed, and that episode is this one. In this, you will not find any sound effects or too many editing tricks to distract you. You just have to consider if you want to keep your eyes closed in this video. Whatever visuals are there, your mind will make them itself. If you want to watch the video straight, then you can watch it. If you want to watch it with your eyes closed, then first of all listen to the names of these characters. His name is Ali Baba. This is his father, whose name is Joseph, and his mother's name is Rose Marine. Let's start Winner Golly Die now. Friends, on the 28th of August 1984, an 18-year-old girl, whose name was Elizabeth, disappeared from her house. On the first day after she disappeared, her friends and her family did the same thing that they did. What they should have done was to get together and start looking for Elizabeth in an attempt to find her, but that did not happen. Elizabeth was nowhere to be found. After not being able to find her, her family decided to go to the local police station, which was an hour away from them. After reporting, the police started a search operation in their town and nearby areas. But even after searching for several weeks, there was no trace of Elizabeth, and no clue was found that could tell where she disappeared. After a month of reporting, they again went to the police station, but this time they took a return note in their hand. Elizabeth's parents said that this letter was written by their daughter, and this note had come to them by post, and the town from where this note was posted was 2 hours away from them, and Elizabeth had written this note for her parents only. And in that note, Elizabeth writes to her parents that she is tired of living with them and is bored, and Elizabeth is not she wanted her parents to find her, and not only this, she also wrote that if she comes to know that someone is looking for her, she will immediately leave the country. When the police read the letter, they asked her parents to confirm whether she had written the letter or someone else. Her family members said that yes, it seems so, and the handwriting is also hers. After that, Elizabeth's father, Mr. Joseph, told the police while leaving that his daughter might have left the house so that she can participate in religious institutions. Joseph said this because before Elizabeth disappeared, she used to think that she will definitely participate in a religious institution. Then, after leaving the police station, then the police started interviewing Elizabeth's friends and acquaintances to see whether Elizabeth really left the house to participate in a religious institution or something else. But after talking to everyone, it was found out that Elizabeth did not leave the house to participate in a religious institution at all, because Elizabeth had never participated in a religious institution. Not only this, after all these answers, the police found this situation very strange. Then the police decided that they will check the history of Elizabeth so that the real reason for leaving the house can be known. After doing research, it was found that she is a sibling of 7 who live with their parents. Father, Mr. Joseph, and mother, Mrs. Rose Mary Joseph, is a successful electric engineer and real estate developer, and she is very respected in the city, and people also like her. Rose Marine got married very early when she was only 17 years old, and she mostly stayed at home all day to take care of the children. Friends, on the surface, it seems that this is a family like any other normal family. But as the police investigation started to unravel the history from inside, they found that there is some other secret behind the curtain. Even though Joseph may be a good person in front of the world, and his behavior is also friendly in front of the world, but in reality he is a very bad person. He was a dangerous man. All the members of the house were scared of him, When Joseph returned home from work at night, all the members of the house would leave their work and become completely silent. They were afraid that Joseph might start beating them. But among all the members of the house, there was only Eliza who had the courage to speak in front of Joseph. The father and daughter did not get along at all, and they would always keep shouting at each other. In return, Eliza Beth was beaten as a punishment, and she was not allowed to meet anyone. Their toxic relationship took a turn when Eliza Beth left her house, and this incident happened 2 years before Eliza Beth's disappearance. Now there is a little twist in the story, 4 years after Eliza Beth's disappearance. In the year 2008, an incident happened which revealed the whole case. On the 19th of April 2008, an old man brought a 19-year-old girl named Kristin to the hospital. In a hurry, her condition was very serious. The girl's skin had become so thin and yellow as if it was transparent, and she was not conscious at all. Also, she was having seizures. Not only this, her lungs and kidneys had also failed. At that time, the doctor had brought her condition under control, but many tests were done on her to know her medical condition, but the doctors could not find out the reason as to what happened to her, due to which doctors could not give her treatment, meaning they could not cure her. The doctors believed that this is a genetic condition, so they checked the girl's name in the medical database. Nothing came up when they entered the name. Friends, it was surprising that the girl's name was not in the list, whereas she had no. It was a rare condition because everyone's medical data is present in the database. Then the doctors checked her name in other medical databases, but they did not find anything there either. Slowly, the doctors started to realize that her name was not in any database. Now the doctors got very confused that this girl is not in the database even after being in front of them. She is showing such symptoms which even the doctors have never seen till date. Then the doctors decided that they will talk to the man who has brought her here, and that old man was sitting in the waiting room. When the doctor reached him, the man told him that he is Kristin's grandfather. Apart from this, he does not know anything else. He is also very conservative and was getting aggressive on every small thing. When the doctors question him, he gives them short answers. When the doctors told the old man about Kristin's serious condition, even then, he did not react at all. He used to refuse clearly, and further, he used to say that he doesn't know anything about it. And he doesn't know anything, but from his impression, the doctors believed that he knows something, but the old man didn't tell him anything. His behavior surprised the doctors that the information the old man has can save Kristin's life, but he didn't say anything. The doctors thought that now they will have to call the police because now many questions have been raised. When the police reached their bay, they were surprised to see that the old man sitting in the waiting room is none other than Joseph, the girl's father who still has a daughter, i.e. Elizabeth. The police asked Joseph what is happening. So Joseph told that when he opened the door of his house, a girl was lying on the bed whom he had never seen, and the girl also had a note in her hand which was written by his missing daughter, Elizabeth. Elizabeth had written on the note that the name of this girl is Kristin, who is my daughter and your granddaughter. But she is very ill. She told me that she cannot take care of him. You and I should take her to the hospital. Seeing these events, many questions arose in the minds of the police. But the police thought that this time is very precious now. To save Kristin's life, it is very important for Elizabeth to be there so that she can at least find out what has happened to her, because the doctors want to know as much as possible about the medical condition of the child so that they can save her life. The police approached the media and broadcast a message on TV and radio and appealed to Alicia Bog that Elizabeth should contact them as soon as possible so that they can save her daughter's life. But this effort failed. After a week, Alicia Beth reaches the hospital with her father Joseph and sees her daughter from the door. After the doctors asked Joseph, he did not tell anything in detail about where he found Elizabeth. He just told that he found her and now he wants to see his daughter. The doctor told Elizabeth that after looking at her, they noticed that a girl who is just 40 years old looks like a 60-year-old. Her hair had turned completely white, and her skin had turned so pale and looked so thin as if it was transparent, just like Kristin's skin. As soon as they reached the hospital, both of them went towards Kristin's room. Both of them went inside the room, and the doctors present there saw Elizabeth, but she was in a very bad condition. She did not look normal at all. Her shoulders were bent forward, and she was not even talking to anyone by making eye contact. Alicia Beth was standing there looking at her sick daughter lying on the bed. Then the doctors. Elizabeth was asked about Kristin's medical condition so that she could treat him properly, but Elizabeth was very scared and was not even speaking because these questions asked by the doctors were too much for her. She turned back and went towards the hall with her father, i.e. Joseph. As soon as they both reached the hall, the police was waiting for them in the hall. Joseph and Alicia Watt were caught by the police and they were brought to the police station. The police kept both of them in separate rooms and started interviewing them because now whatever questions the police asked were going to come out. First of all, the police interviewed Elizabeth, in which she started did not say anything and was completely silent from there, as if she was in the hospital. The police questioned her for 5 hours. That where was she for 24 years? What happened to her daughter? And why did you send her from home, so-and-so? In these 5 hours, the police also made her realize that if she did not give any information, her daughter's medical condition would get even worse. Maybe then, Alicia Bethnet said in a hoarse voice that okay now, I will tell you the whole story, but before that, she will have to promise that from today onwards, she never wants to see her father, and she should never come in front of me, and after saying this, Alicia Beth was very scared. Then the police also said yes, from now on, Joseph will never be able to see you now. You start speaking. What happened to you after all? After that, Alicia Beth took a deep breath, holding hands, and started speaking. She told such a painful story which the police had never heard. And this story was so dangerous that it remained a headline all over the world for a few months. It started 24 years ago on the 28th of August 1984, the day when Alicia Beth disappeared. She told the police that she was in her house. Her father asked her to come to the basement to help him. Her father was making a bomb shelter in the basement for many years. Only one door was left to be installed. For it to be completed, he had to take time to build it. Sanin, 1980. The Cold War was going on to a great extent, and it was very common to build bomb shelters. So, on her father's advice, Alicia Beth went to the basement and saw her father standing near an empty frame that opened inside the shelter. Elisha crossed the frame and went inside the shelter and turned towards the gate. Then her father handed her a door, which was a door. Elizabeth stood near the door so that her father could put the hinges on the door. When the door was properly put in place, her father opened the door forcefully, which hit Alicia Beth hard, and she fell on the ground. Before Ali Sahib could wake up, his father, Joseph, made him unconscious with a towel dipped in ether. As soon as he regained consciousness, he saw that his hands were tied. That too, in the room behind the shelter, the bomb shelter which his father had actually built after 6 years. It was not a bomb shelter, but a prison which he had made only for his daughter, Elizabeth. To To go inside the shelter, first you have to go down to the basement, which seems to be an unfinished basement, and there is a shelf on the front wall on which there are paint cans, scrubbers and tools, etc. And as you go to the left side of that shelf, you will see a lock behind the shelf. Open it, and the whole shelf will open like a door. And on the wall behind it, you will see a 3-foot secret door on which there is a lock, and this lock is not with a key, but with a pattern whose code is only with Joseph. Joseph is also an electrical engineer, and he has installed this lock in such a way that no one else can open it except him. When Joseph enters the code in his foot, that secret door leads to an underground prison, which is a very small place, and its doors are so small that no one can even stand under it. When you go inside through the secret door, you will be going towards the prison, which starts a soundproof and a narrow path, and that narrow path opens directly towards the bathroom, which is very small, in which there is neither any door nor any privacy. After the bathroom, a narrow path will take you to a bedroom in which there is not even space to keep a bed, and on the right side of the same bedroom there is another path which will take you to another bedroom whose size is very small. All the walls of this jail were made of reinforcement concrete, which are very thick walls, and soundproofing has also been done all around the jail so that he could not hear the soft screams of Elizabeth from the maze. Inside the jail, Joseph has arranged good security cameras so that he can keep an eye on Elizabeth. Anyway, the truth is that Elizabeth did not have any privacy left now. She was completely trapped. If anyone could get her out of there, it was her father, i.e. Joseph. She spent the first 5 years alone in jail. If she had any connection with the rest of the world, it was her father who would come every night and give her the things she needed and then leave. Not only this, the shocking thing is that he also used to assault his daughter, Joseph's wife. And his other children knew that he used to do his work in the basement. When he was on leave from office, he always used to stay in the basement. After that, in 1988, Elizabeth got pregnant. Anjay had her father's child in her womb. Elisa was very scared after getting pregnant and started begging her father to let her deliver her child in the hospital. But Joseph refused outright because Joseph was afraid that he might tell anyone or anywhere. Joseph put a book in his daughter's hand. She gave him a cesarean section, which was about childbirth, and a cesarean section, which meant a knife, so that she could cut her umbilical cord. And Joseph said to his daughter while leaving, "Good luck, how can someone be so cruel?" On the 30th of August 1988, Elizabeth gave birth to Kristin, alone, the same child who is now lying in the hospital. She gave birth to him without any help, and after that, Elizabeth gave birth to her father's 6 more children, all in the same way as she gave birth to the first child, alone in the basement without any help. Then, in 1996, Elizabeth gave birth to another child whose name was Michael, but he was born with respiratory issues. So Elizabeth pleaded with her father Joseph to please take him to the hospital, but Joseph did not listen to her. He refused. He was threatening Joseph to reveal his secret. Just 3 days after Michael's birth, he breathed his last in Elizabeth's hands, after which Joseph picked up his body and put it in the storm and burned it as if something happened. Now, let's go into a flashback. By the year 1990, the 6 children living in the basement had grown up and started making noise. Joseph made a plan so that no one could find the children. One day, Joe went to the basement and picked up Elizabeth's youngest child. After that, he started threatening Elisa, Beth, and the other children. If anyone tried to fight with him or tried to run away, he would lock them up there forever and release poisonous gas in the basement. The last time Joseph punished them, He cut off their electricity and water supply and also reduced the food supplies. So, the people living in the basement knew that Joe could do anything to harass them. When Joseph picked up the youngest child, no one tried to fight with him, and he went upstairs with the child. As soon as Joseph's wife, Rose, married, returned home, Joseph beat her up with a big bang. Carr told that he found this child with a note at CDO, and he told that the note was written by Elizabeth, i.e. his missing daughter, and this child is hers. She was not able to take care of him, so she left him here, but the surprising thing is that Rosemarine also got it written to prove the story true. He got that note written by Elizabeth and also got her to sign it, and when Elizabeth's mother, i.e. Rosemary, read that note and heard Joseph's story, she accepted it, and then he started taking care of the child. In a few years, Joseph took away 2 more children of Elizabeth. For them also he made up the same story and told it to Rosemary, and they also got married, and the surprising thing is that his wife, i.e. Rosemary, did not even ask any question. He took both those children home and started raising them. When these 3 children grew up, Joseph told them that your mother, Elizabeth, left you here because she does not care for you or anything else, nor does she have anyone. You have something to raise, but those children did not know that their man and their siblings means the rest of the children there are people in the basement below their feet, right below their feet. The investigator interviewed everyone after Elizabeth. All of them told that he had made Elizabeth his wife so that he could control her completely, and Joseph kept impregnating her to control her. Even if Elizabeth ran away from his house, no man would want her because she would have many children, so they would remain his property. So, while Ali Baba was in jail, everyone kept assaulting her daily for almost 2 decades, and this thing never stopped with his innocent daughter. Even after all this, Elizabeth kept giving birth to each of her children. Elizabeth used to spend all her time with the children, used to take care of them, and also taught them to read and write. The other 3 children who lived with her, whom Joseph did not take with him, Elizabeth used to tell them how to read and write. But when Joseph gave them a TV and radio, Eliza used to show the children the outside world using these 2, and promised that someday they will definitely come out of this basement. Finally, in 2008, after 24 years, her eldest child, Kristin, the same girl who was lying on the bed, fell sick, and Elizabeth had begged everyone to take her to the hospital. And a week after that, Joseph's heartbreaking crime came to the fore. As soon as the police came to know about the secret jail, they rushed towards his house, and through the CPO, they saw the lock behind the same shelf in the basement and opened it and went inside. The police also took out the other 2 children from there. They took them out, and when the police were taking those 2 children to the hospital, the younger one kept looking outside with both his hands on the window of the car, as if he wanted to see these things. He was surprised to see the outside, the world, because he had never seen the outside world before today. After taking these 2 children to the hospital, they were introduced to the other 3 children whom Joseph and his wife had raised. After meeting each other, the children became very emotional and started crying and were very happy to see each other. After a few days, Kristin also came out of the car, and he also got a chance to meet the other children. Kristin had completely recovered, and it was found out that Kristin was suffering from a deficiency of vitamin D. And we get this vitamin D from sunlight, and the reason for Elizabeth and her children having slouched shoulders was that the height of the basement was not very high, but during Kristin's 19 years, he had never seen sunlight outside, and neither had he seen any other sunlight. Children, and not when Elizabeth's story came out in front of the world that Elizabeth's family was locked in the basement for 24 years. Everyone had the same question in their mind, and I also had the same question, that how did Elizabeth's husband Rose, who was married to her, not know what was happening downstairs in the house? Not only the public had the same question in their minds, but the police also had the same question. So they called Rose Marine for investigation. During the investigation, it was found that Rose Marine was not at fault. She herself is a victim. Joseph used to abuse his wife a lot, and she lived in fear of everyone. Whenever Rose Marine would go to the basement and hear any strange sound from the basement, or find Joseph's behavior strange about the basement, she would keep all this to herself because she was afraid of Joseph. There is one more thing to note in those 24 years when Elizabeth and her children were locked in the basement. When I was locked up, Joseph had rented out a room in his house to at least 100 people, which was the room right above the basement. During these 24 years, none of the tenants ever said anything about Joseph, that everything has changed or something different is visible or that he is behaving strangely here. Nor did anyone complain of hearing any kind of sound. But one of the tenants who stayed there for 4 years had a dog. That dog used to get startled every night at midnight, and its ears would stand up as if it had heard something. The tenant tried to see why his dog was behaving strangely every night, but he could not see anything. Then later, he slowly started ignoring his dog, but the dog did not stop behaving strangely. After that, when the same tenant came to know about this case, he understood that when he used to live there, his dog used to do something in the basement right under their feet every day. What was Elizabeth and her dog doing? He used to listen to children's voices and stand up. After 1 year of therapy and rehabilitation, Alicia Baird and her 6 children were given a new identity by the Australian government, and they were sent to a secret location so that they can start their life afresh and spend the rest of their life easily. Till date, there is no information about them as to where they are, where they live, and what they are doing, but according to secret sources, their life is going very well today, and they have mixed well in the society. If we talk about everyone, he got life imprisonment, and this is what should happen to such people. They should be hanged. Today, he is serving a long jail sentence, and he is the most disliked person in the world. It was said that when he came in public in 2016, the public attacked him, and, due to the attack, many of his teeth were broken. Now you will ask how he came out in 2016, because his sentence had been completed. Then, seeing all these incidents, the police started worrying about Joseph. Well, it should not have happened that if he is left out, the public will kill him, after which it was decided to keep him in jail. He will be eligible for bail in 2024. By that time, he will be 89 years old. So everyone is requested to reach there and break his teeth, kicks and everything, even if he is Buddha. A movie and a series have also been made on this, although